what a business profile looks like. And I don't know if it looks familiar to anybody, but basically we know that people visit over 1 billion destinations every single month related to their Google search. There's actually billions and billions of searches being done every single day. Every single month there are billions of searches being done related to location. People want to shop locally. They want to connect locally. And your business profile is a great way to be able to do that. Now your business profile, and this is what a business profile looks like. So if you did a search, and this is for this particular business, and they put in near me, on the right-hand side, you would be able to see the business profile. Raise your hand if that looks familiar to you. Does that look familiar to anybody? Okay. Okay, great. People are raising their hands. So that's a business profile. Now, I'm going to ask you to raise your hands again. I like to make this as interactive as possible. Have you verified your business profile? Raise your hands if you have. Okay, so nobody has verified their business profile. This is great, because I'm going to walk you through the steps, and by the time we're done with this webinar, you're going to be verified. You're going to get your business profile verified. So that's what a business profile looks like. Now, your business profile also allows you to connect with the Maps section of Google. Now, if you work out of your home, and if you could, raise your hands, if you work out of your home. Anybody there work out of their home? Yeah. And don't want their address to appear. Okay, so we have people that don't want their addresses to appear.
Is there anything you would all like for me to
okay, and I see Charlie says they have 2 people that don't have a website, so that's great. So if you don't want your address to appear, you can still have a business profile. There is a way to hide your address, but still have a profile where people can connect with you and where you can appear in a Google search. And this is really one of the first things that you need to do to take ownership of your online presence. This will help you. It's not guaranteed, but it can help you appear in a Google search when people are searching. As I mentioned, it also allows you to connect on the map section as well if you want to. And the beauty about this is it formats correctly regardless of the device that it's being opened up on. So whether it's opened on a laptop, a desktop, a tablet, a phone, it doesn't matter. The only difference you're going to see when it opens up on a phone is, if you can see my cursor here, see that call button? That's the call button. It formats so people can click to call you. And remember, when people are doing a search and they're looking for a business, whether they've connected with you already or they're a new potential customer, they're looking for important information about your business. They're looking for your phone number, for your location if you have a storefront, for your website, for details about your business, for photos about your business. They're also reading your Google reviews. Your reviews, this is where your reviews sit. How many of you read reviews? Raise your hands if you read reviews. Okay, so a lot of people, right. So this is where your Google reviews sit as well. And the only way to reply as an owner of the business is to get your business verified. So now we're going to walk through what exactly is a business profile in Google. How does it, what's held within that profile? So this is based on, and this is showing you on the screen as it appears on a mobile device. Now, I'm going to, as we go through this workshop, I'm going to instruct you to make sure, once you have verified your listing, that you download the mobile app. And I'm going to talk about that in a few slides. But most of the slides I show you today are going to show you how it appears on a mobile device, because we know over 50% of searches are happening from mobile devices. We walk around with the internet in our pocket. We don't just go online, we live online. So making sure that your business is appearing and appearing correctly on a mobile device in today's world is one of the first things you should be doing. It is extremely, extremely important. So within your business profile, you'll notice photos, your business overview, details about your business, your address, map section, a link to your website. They have the ability to save your profile within their map section. So when you post something new on your profile, they'll get a notification. This is also where your reviews sit. If you do have an address, they can click for directions. These are really important features that people go to when they're doing a Google search. Now, from the app, you can make updates directly from the app. For profiles that are up to date, they are considered almost 3 times more likely to be considered reputable. People feel that those updated listings are a bit more reputable than businesses that don't have accurate information. And as I mentioned, 50%, over 50% of searches are happening on mobile devices. So making sure that your business is updated, and this is what the mobile app looks like, where you can actually make those updates that are so important to the consumer when they're looking, and add photos directly from your mobile app. And I'm going to show you that in a few slides. This is what the mobile app looks like. That you would go into your app store or the Google Play Store, and you would download the app. All of this is free. There is no charge to utilize your Google My Business listing. Charlie, I might have, just so everybody knows, I sometimes go to the questions, so I like to take a quick look over at the questions box and see if I can address it quickly. So Charlie said, what if you don't have an address? Which I did mention, and he might have written that before I mentioned it, but let me say it again. When we go through how you would update your information, I'll show you where you can hide your physical address so that it just shows your town and the radius that you would service, or the counties or zip codes that you would service. So again, you would download the mobile app. Keep your notifications on when you download the app. You want to be notified when somebody adds a photo to your listing, when they put a review on your listing, when they ask a question to your business profile about your business. You'll get, if you keep those notifications on, you get obviously that little ding as the notification comes across on your phone. Now you will get an email as well. So it's not like you don't get notified if somebody adds a review, but we tend to react a little quicker to a notification that comes across on our phone than when we get an email. The other thing that you can do when your business is verified is make sure that you have accurate hours, that your hours are updated. There's nothing more frustrating than showing up at a business and the business is closed, even though online it said that they were open. So you have the ability to update your hours. Now you can also add special hours. So it's May, Memorial Day weekend is coming up. If you're closed for Memorial Day, or you close for that weekend, you have the ability, once you're verified, to update those hours now so that it automatically appears on Memorial Day weekend. Or say you're open later on Monday of Memorial Day and you want to have extended hours. Again, you can update those hours right now so that automatically on Monday of Memorial Day weekend, those updated hours will appear. The next thing that you can do are posts. Now, posts are extremely important. Posts allow you to provide live updates about your business. Now, you'll notice this is an example of a post. Now, there's a variety of different posts that you can have. This is just one example. So there's products, there's events, there's coupons, there's what's new. There's about 6 or 7 different types of posts that you can create. Now, the great thing about these are, as I mentioned, it appears live within your listing, your profile. It's an image, a description about the image, and then there's a link to the page on your website that talks about what you might be offering. And say you've got an event that's happening. So the SBDC could have, and they might have, I don't know that they didn't, but they could have created a post for today's webinar. And within that post, they could have provided a link to register now or sign up now. And they could have talked about the webinar with an image and then a learn more or sign up, that button. It's a call to action. Now, all the posts live within your listing for 7 days. All of them except for an event. So as I mentioned, if the SBDC added an event and they had created it, and say they've got an event Memorial Day weekend, and they want to start making sure that people can find that event now, they could create a post. It would be as an event. It would have a start date and an end date. The end date would be, say, Memorial Day weekend. That post would live live on the listing until the event has expired. All the other posts, the what's new, the product, the offer, disappear after 7 days. Now, I'm going to show you, once I go through the slides, live. I'm going to log into a business that I've worked with for years, and I have their approval to show you their information. So I'll show you how that happens, but so you have a better visual. But again, so there's a variety of different posts that you can create. It's an image, snippet of information, and then a link. All the posts live live on the listing for 7 days. Then they disappear. All but an event. Now, if you look over here on this, on the right-hand side, I hope you can see my cursor, you'll see, excuse me, the listing as it appears on a mobile device. In the middle, you'll see this image and then a description about the image. That's a post. You can have multiple posts appearing at the same time. You can actually create up to 6 posts that live on the listing live at the same time. What it would do is create a little arrow here if there's multiple posts. I always recommend 1 to 2 posts a week allows you to provide good information that the consumer would be looking for when they are Googling, whether it's your business name or products and services as well. I mentioned before that you can add photos. Now you can add a variety of different photos, and you can add actually a video as well. Videos are 30 seconds or less, and you can add them directly to your listing. Whether you're doing this from your desktop, your laptop, your tablet, or your mobile device. The difference is when you do it from a mobile device, we've made some updates. When you add a photo from a mobile device, you can actually provide a description of that image. If you do it from your laptop and your desktop, you don't have the ability to add a description to the photo. So I always recommend for businesses, especially we walk around with our phones in our pocket, take a picture of your products or your services. or the sign of your business, or team members, or the interior, the exterior of your business, do it from your phone, because then you can provide a description that is helpful when Google is crawling and looking for information about businesses based on the consumer's search, the search query that they put into the search engine. So I always encourage you to take the photos, upload them from your mobile device, because you have the ability to add a description. So next, if you accept appointments, so if you're a yoga studio, you have the ability to connect with some third-party scheduling apps that allow you to book an appointment within your business profile. So that's another great feature. Attributes. Those are additional details about your business that you can add. So attributes allow you to, and Google gives these suggestions, so they're based on the business category that you put in, so say and the example I'm going to show you in a little bit is an appliance store. So they offer delivery, they offer installation, they accept checks, they accept credit cards, debit cards, they carry brand name goods. So Google will give you suggestions, and you can either accept them or reject them, meaning remove them from your listing. If anybody out there a woman-owned business, raise your hand if you are. Woman-led business? Okay, so a couple people. So you have the ability to add that as an attribute. How about veteran-led? Anybody a veteran-led business out there? That's a brand new attribute. Super, Charlie. Okay, so that's a brand new attribute that we just added that you can add to your business profile if you're a veteran-led business. The next thing that you can do is set up messaging. So it's all about engaging with the consumer and being there when they have a question, when they want to learn something about your business, or they want to see if you have a product in stock, or if they can book an appointment and you don't have a booking feature on your business profile. So you can turn this feature on and you can turn this feature off. You would go into the app, click messaging, be able to turn it on. You set up an auto reply. So your auto reply might be sort of like what you have on the screen here. Let me go back, sorry. Hi, how can we help you today? Or, hi, thanks for reaching out to the name of your business. We're tied up with customers. We will be back in touch with you shortly. And then they get that auto reply, and then they can send a message saying, hey, do you have such and such in stock? Or can I book an appointment? Or if you're a restaurant, can I schedule a reservation for this evening? And then you have the ability to reply. And again, the key is you don't want to reply 2 days later. This is messaging. This is a messaging feature. So the key is you want to make sure that you're replying shortly, within a few hours. Because if not, they're going to move on to the next business that can provide a direct answer. It's all about engagement. Now, when you're receiving the messages, you do need to provide a phone number that can receive text messaging. Now, your phone number is not exposed. It is hidden and swapped out with a Google phone number. So nobody has access to your personal number. They can only message you from the app. So next is Insights, which I'm going to show you that in a few slides again. When I go live, I'm going to show you really all of these fabulous insights. So how did searchers find you? How did they interact with your profile? Did they click for requesting directions? Did they visit your website? Did they click to call? Did they message you? Did they click on a post? Another great feature that just rolled out is, where did your customers come from? Meaning, if they've requested directions, Google now provides the zip code that they're requesting directions from. So lots of great features that are available within Insights. Because in today's world, it's all about what's working and what's not working. The next thing you can do is you can add multiple managers. So if you're the owner of the business, you want to make sure that you're verifying that business. You're the one that does that. You would then be the primary owner of the business. You have the ability now to add other owners or managers or site managers that can go in and have the ability to make updates to the profile as well, so they can help you manage it. If you're bringing on an intern this summer, or you want your office manager to help manage and update posts, you have the ability to add them. Now, here's the key. The person who verifies the listing is the primary owner. They cannot be removed from the listing. You can add another owner who would have full access, but they would never be able to remove the primary owner from the listing. So you'd have a primary owner, and then that primary owner can add multiple other users. So let's go into how do you create this business profile. Before I do that, let's look at some questions that we got. So we've already directed if you don't have an address. So how do I remove harassing reviews directed at a minor? How do I get edits to stick, such as wheel access or high chairs? Okay, so the key is, number one, if you have a review that you want to get removed, you do need to flag it. You have to be logged in as the owner. When you look at that review, there's a place in the upper right-hand corner, and I'll show you where, that you can flag that review for Google to view it, review it, and if it doesn't follow Google guidelines, they will remove it. Now, many times you do need to flag it multiple times. Sometimes you just have to do that for whatever reason, for them to look at it. If it falls within the guidelines, they won't remove it. So there is normally a comment section that you can put additional details as why you believe it should be removed. And when you click that button, there is a link to the guidelines, review guidelines, that you can look at and see what falls within and what falls without our guidelines. And when you, let's see, another question is how to get edits to stick, such as wheelchair access or high chairs. So again, when you're verified and you can go into the attributes, you can add attributes like wheelchair accessible, handicap accessible, or the parking lot is wheelchair accessible. And you can accept those attributes or remove those attributes. You do have to be verified in order to do that. I need to verify by mail, via PO box, no rural delivery. So I'm showing you, I'm going to show you in a few slides a back end that you can get your business verified if you don't get mail to your actual address. So here's the first thing you're going to do. So let me walk you through the steps. Let me remove these, so the questions. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to google.com/business, and you're going to click Manage Now. And this is if you're new to Google My Business. That's going to take you to the next screen where you need to log in. Because in order to get verified, you do have to have a Google account. So this is where you would log in to your Gmail, if you have a Gmail, or your G Suite, if you have that. If you don't, you can create a Google account where you see create account, you click that, and you have the ability to create a free Gmail account that will allow you to manage your business profile. Now the key here is, what I always recommend is one Google account to manage all of your Google products. You don't, and if you're doing Google Ads or you use Google Docs or Google Sheets, you want to have one login for everything. Nobody's going to see this email address. So you can, because remember, multiple people can manage this. So you do want to have one login for all of your Google products. So if you don't have a Gmail account, I recommend creating one. If you want to use your personal, and say you have a Comcast or Verizon account, and you want to link it to your Google products, there is a way to do that if you click or go to accounts.google.com/sign up. That will allow you to link your personal email address that's not a Google account. So again, that's accounts.google.com/sign up. Next, you're going to type your business name as you want it to appear on Google. You're going to type the name. If it appears in the drop-down, you're going to click on that. And that's going to jump you ahead a little bit. If your name doesn't appear, type your name exactly as it should appear. You don't want to change the way your business name appears, say on your website or your social media platforms. Everything should be consistent. So you type your name in, click next. Then this is where, if you want to add your location. So do you want to add a location customers can visit, like a store or an office? You would click yes or no to that. And this is, you would check no if the business delivers goods and services to customers at their location. Now, here's the thing, like my appliance store, he has a physical location. So he's going to click yes, but he's also going to be able to set up that radius or those zip codes or counties of where he delivers his products to. So if you checked yes, like my appliance store, now you're going to add your address, your physical address of where your actual store is. Now, don't include landmarks or cross streets. You don't want to include anything like that. And you can't put in just a P.O. box. Google won't verify it if you put in a P.O. box. Now, if you have a suite or an office number, you can click add a line and be able to put in the suite number in. Then next, if you click no, so this gives you, if you click no, this is where you're going to put, where do you service your customers? And this can be done by entering either a city or postal codes or other areas like neighborhoods and districts. So you don't have to put in that physical address. Okay? So if your business has a physical address but also deliver goods and services, after entering the business address, you're going to have the option to add the additional service areas, just like this screen is. So there's two ways with that, a yes or a no, and it'll take you to the screen based on how you answer. And now this is where you put in your category. So start typing your category. If you can't find the exact match of your category, choose one that's closest to your category. You cannot edit the categories, and you can't add a new category. So you've got to find a category that closely matches yours. And then you're going to add your phone number and your website URL. If you don't have a website, this is where you can create a free website based on the information you're putting into your business profile. And it's very easy to do, and I'll show you that in a few slides. And then you're just going to verify your connection to the business, click finish, and this is where the verification comes up. So you have the option to have the verification come through the mail. You would click, you'll get it, and it takes sometimes a little longer than 5 days. You'll get an oversized postcard that has 6 digits in it, and that's your verification code. Or because you're on with me today, you're going to be able to click verify later. When you click verify later, you're then going to be able to open up, or you will open up another tab or another window, and write this URL down. g.co/grow/verify my business. You're going to open up another tab, put that URL in, and then this form will open up. When the form opens up, you're going to fill out the information here. Here's the thing you want to remember. You must put in the username email address that you use to create your business profile. If you put in a different one, Google will not verify it because it doesn't match. The other thing is, when Google goes to verify it, it's going to send you your verification information to the email address that you created your business profile with. So it's really important that you put in the same business profile username that you use to create your business profile, your Google My Business listing. The other thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you're putting down that this was done through City of Harrisburg or the Pennsylvania SBDC as well, because that's the partner that's bringing this. So raise your hands again on how many people don't have a business profile. You can raise your hands up. I'm sorry, not a business profile. Have a website. How many people don't have a website? And I know, Charlie, you mentioned that there's a few that don't have a website. Anybody else? Okay, so a couple people. So this is really a quick way to get a free website from Google. You would be logged in, you're verified. Now this is what it looks like when you're on a desktop. Here's website from the navigation. You would click website. It then opens up to this screen, and it's pulling the information that you put into your business profile. From here, you're able to edit some of the information, change the colors a little, add some more photos, change some of the information. Then the next screen, you would hit more, and this allows you to publish it as well as unpublish your listing. Now you have to be logged in order to be able to do this. Now, I know some of you are saying, well, I don't have a domain name. We give you a free one if you want it. So it would be your businessname.business.site. Or you can buy a custom domain name right here on the screen. If you look at that, I'm going to go back one. If you have a domain name, you would click this little pencil and be able to edit it, put your domain name in, and then you do have to go to where you have a registered domain name and have them redirect it, repoint it. And they can walk you through the steps. So if you purchase your domain name from another company, whether it's GoDaddy or Network Solutions, wherever you got your domain name, you would go back to that source and they'll be able to help you redirect your domain name. And then you click publish. And that's really it. You're on the web. It is a very easy thing to do. So now let me take any questions that you might have. Anybody got any questions?
Questions?
Type them in.
So what was the question about?
I'm happy to take them, and then I'm going to go live. So I also, while people might be typing a question, I've got to have a couple questions there. So type in, if you could, any questions into the question box. But while I'm waiting for questions, tons of resources at Google My Business. At Grow, at google.com/grow. Tons of additional resources that can help your business grow online. So you can go here to google.com/grow and learn more about the services that we have available. I'm going to go to this last screen right here. So you have the URLs, also my info while I take some questions. So how are you accessing attributes? You access attributes when you're logged in and verified, and you would be able to go to the attributes, and I'm going to show you that in a second. I'm going to go live. So I'll hold that question, Charlie. Any other questions that we have?
Any other questions?
We can take them.
Okay, so let me pull this up real quick, and I'm going to go into a live account. So right here, this is a live account, and again, I have their approval. So this is the home screen, and you have some information here, more information down here. You have the ability to also see how your business is appearing on Google if you click there. And you can see the business profile right here on the right-hand side. And let me make sure everybody can see that screen. Okay, great. And again, type questions in while I'm doing this, because now's the time to ask them. Okay, so Linda, you asked about the postcard cannot be delivered rural. So I already gave you a back-end way that you can get your business verified. Remember, you would go to that URL that I gave you, you would click verify later, and you would open up to g.co/grow/verify my business. That's how you would do it. You don't need to do the postcard because you're on the call with me today. So that's how you would get verified, Linda. So now we're live on a listing, and notice I'm logged in. This is my login. If you look at that circle in the upper right-hand side, there you can see that I'm logged into an account, and I have the ability to edit my listing directly from a search results page. Here is the listing as it's appearing on Google. Here, right down here, you're going to notice these are posts that are live on the listing. So I've got a post right here. Now notice there are call to action buttons that I'm driving traffic to. So if you, the consumer, wanted to learn more about this Sharp microwave drawer, you would click this learn more, and it would take you to where I want to drive traffic to. So how did I create that? So let's go back into the listing. You would go to posts, right here, posts. You would create your post. Let's see, somebody's asking about their cell phone. So hang on, Colleen, on that question. So here's how you would create a post. You would go to post, and again, you're logged in. You can't do this if you're not verified and logged into your business profile. You would click post, come over here, in the middle of the screen, click post. Here's all the different posts that I talked about. You've got products, you've got what's new, event, offers. All the posts live on the listing, just like I showed you. Go back here, go back one. Live on the listing for 7 days. then they disappear. So you would create your post right from when you're logged in, and you would add an image, access it from wherever you want. So say I wanted to add a French door oven. So I would add the image, and I could either offer it, say it's a product, or what's new. I can edit it to make sure, crop it a little, it's fully appearing, right? Upload the picture. This is where I would write my post, and this is where I would say learn more and drive traffic to my website. I would add that URL. Now here's the thing. Remember I mentioned adding photos. Now that's a post. Now I added, let me hold that thought on photos for a second. So here's an example of a post I added this morning. You'll notice I added it, it says just now, but I added it a little bit ago, this morning. This is actually a video, 30 seconds or less, that I added to the post. Description, and this is a product. I've got it in as a product. Now I can share this post if I want. Let me just say, right here on social media if I want. Or I can edit it if I want. Or I can view how the post is appearing on my listing. Here's a post that I did a day ago. This is a review that came in 2 days ago. Now you'll notice here's one, another post I did on April 24th. It's an image, description with a link, and you'll notice here is some details. He's already gotten a click on the post. When that post means, that click means somebody clicked, learn more, and we drove them to his website. So these are all the different posts, okay? 303 people viewed this post. So those are posts. Now here's info. And this is where you're going to see your attributes when you go to info. That's where attributes are, okay? When you're logged in, your information, you would go to info. This is where you can add different categories. You can make sure in your address, his service area, where he's servicing, his business hours. This is all under info, where you can add holiday hours as well, his phone number, his URL, and here's the attributes. This is where your attributes are. So he's a veteran-led business. Okay, he does installation, assembly, wheelchair accessible. This is where you would add your attributes, and you can start typing to see if, and let's just see, maybe parking lot. No, so it gives a wheelchair accessible parking lot. But this is where you can add your attributes. Coming down, business details. Make sure you provide as much information about your business as you can. You get up to 750 characters of information. Now let's come down to photos real quick. Photos, this is where you can add photos, or as I mentioned, if you add them from the app, you have the ability to add, let me find one that I added from the app. You have the ability to add a description. I'm trying to see if I know I've added from the app since we started, but of course I'm going to have, let me go into by owner. Any photos that I added from owner. I'll just see. Of course it's not showing when I wanted to, but if I had added it from the app, you'd see the business, you'd see a description right down here. And it would provide that information. I wish I could find it right now. I should have had that ready. so I apologize. But you would be able to see, these are all the photos that we've added. And you'll notice all of these, most of the older ones, weren't added from the app, or if they were, it was before you could add a description. And I'll find that for you. That's a video. I'll have to look for that. But, so there's photos. Now, let's come into reviews real quickly. Here's all the reviews that he has. And he replies to his reviews. That's really important. You should be replying to reviews as well, messaging. So this is only visible from the app. View your messages on the app. And that's where you would add your cell phone. You can only do it from the app. And Colleen, that was your question. You said, how do I add my cell phone? You have to download the app and go into the feature. Let me see on my phone real quick. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull it off from my phone. I'll be able to tell you, Colleen, exactly when you open up your business profile on the app. And if you go to customers, you'll be able to add messaging directly under customers. So it's a little bit different view. So you have to do it from the app. So let's go into insights. That'll be the last thing we go over. Now, one thing I want to point out is all of your insights you can switch to view by a week, a month, and a quarter. When you look at your insights, it's going to give you great information. And the thing is, within insights, this is a new feature that we just recently added. You can see the queries used to find your business. So these are search queries that people put in that your business appears for, which is really important because appliance warehouse, appliance stores, and his business, he's actually located in Wilmington, Delaware, National Appliance Warehouse, refrigerator sale. He can provide now posts based on some of that information. He's seeing this information as to how are people searching for me. The other great thing is, as you come down insights, it shows you how customers search for your business. So looking at a week, a month, and a quarter. I mean, these are big numbers. Now, he's an appliance store, so he gets big numbers, but you'll be able to see direct customers who find your listing searching for your business name or address. Discovery, meaning customers who found your listing searching for a category, product, or service. And then branded is relatively new. Customers who find your listing searching for a brand related to your business. So when we talk about brands, we're talking about adding those brand names to posts. We're adding those brand names to his business details so that if somebody's searching for Weber grills, he's going to appear, hopefully, for Weber grills because we're providing information about Weber grills in his business details, in his posts. We're making sure to use those keywords. Now, if, as you notice, if you ever have questions, click that question mark right here, and you can be able to find information. So here's another great feature. How did customers view your business, whether on Google search or on maps? Again, a week, a month, and a quarter. Actions they've taken. So if they've called you, requested directions, if they visited your website, again, a week, a month, and a quarter. Now this is a new feature that we added, the driving directions. So if people requested directions, they've clicked, and they've got to be coming from one zip code, right? In order to get a direction, this gives you zip codes as that people are requesting directions, and phone calls, popular times, and photo views. Are people viewing your photos? And his photos have received 158% more views than a similar business, a business like his. And then also his photo quality. So one thing I want to go back to reviews real quick. If you want to flag a review, here's where you would do it. Flag is inappropriate. So you have the ability to click that. So I'm logged in to my business profile. I'm verified to my profile. And then I look at reviews, I go to Insights, I go to Reviews, and I can click those 3 little dots, and I can flag it. So that's for the reviews. So website, this is the free website. And we created his free website because even though he's got a website, and I'll show you why. Number one, 216 people visited this particular site. He received 10 phone calls off it and almost 300 views. Now, why do we do that? Number one, it doesn't interfere with his URL because we're using the .business.site. That's the domain name. What it does is it saves all the posts within the website. So here's what the website looks like. Let me show it to you. Let me make sure you can see it. So now I'm going to scroll, and this is his website. Now, one thing I want to point out. Let me see if I could zoom in a little. Give me a second. I'm going to zoom in. If you look, and I don't know if you can see it, but his URL up here is his business name .business.site. It's not his .com. It's the free one that Google gave him. Let me go out a little. So here is his free business website, and here it saves all his posts. His reviews, his photos, service area. So it gives a lot of good information, business hours, and can help him appear in a Google search. And that's really it. That's his free website that he got to when he was logged in, when he was verified. And he just came down and clicked website, and he's able to publish the website directly from there. So let me see if there's any other questions, because we are almost done. So Colleen she added her cell phone number so she can get messages. So Colleen, what you can do is go to your business profile, send yourself a message. Have somebody else send you a message. So you can see how it's appearing. And you can then see that your cell phone number is not exposed. So any other last questions before we go offline? Nobody's putting in a question. Okay.
Do you guys want to ask any questions?
So I am going to end this. For everybody, since there's no more questions. Okay, so Linda, you keep asking the same questions. Let me answer this last one. My verification postcard cannot be delivered rural.
It's not me.
Post
Linda.
office
Linda.
only.
That one I don't
So
know.
I've given you a verification URL of how you're going to get an email. You're not going to get a postcard. Remember, I gave you that URL that you go through the process, you click verify later. When you verify it later, you then open up another tab. When you open up the other tab, you're going to put in that g.co.grow, so it's g.co/grow/ verify my business. You're not gonna get a postcard. You're gonna get an email. So don't worry about the postcard because you're going to be able to verify it through the form that I give you, not through a postcard. Okay, so Linda's saying too late. You can still verify it the way I'm telling you. You don't have to do the postcard. Okay, so everybody have a great weekend. I will, hopefully, everybody got something from the webinar. I'm going to end the webinar now, and I just want to say have a great time.